There are 4 types of lookups in Splunk. Okay, there are 4 types of lookups. What are those? One is CSV lookup, the second one is external lookup, the third one is KV store lookup, and the fourth one is geospatial lookup. Okay, CSV lookup, external lookup, KV store lookup, and geospatial lookup. So what is CSV lookup? As we have thought right now. Okay, so whenever we can upload a CSV file, okay, whenever as an external file, whenever we can upload a CSV file, that is called as a CSV lookup. That is what we are getting that CSV file into our Splunk environment. Okay, this is called as a, we are looking up that CSV file and we are getting that into our Splunk environment and we are using that one directly without any indexing. Okay, so this is called as a CSV lookup. This is the most commonly, most widely used lookup and the most appropriate lookup as well. Why most appropriate lookup? For example, say you have got a requirement from your client. Okay, so you are getting log files and you are indexing those files and you are getting some data, right? You are getting some fields, you are extracting, your Splunk is producing some fields, and from events also you are also extracting some fields. Okay, and you are using and you are producing the reports. But from the report, whatever you have produced to the client is saying that this is not sufficient. Whatever the information you are providing is not sufficient, I want some more information. The client will be saying like that. Then at that particular point in time, what will be saying, whatever the things that your servers are producing, okay, whatever the things that your servers are producing from the forwarders, whatever the data as log files you are getting, that information is not available. Okay, that information is not available in some format. However, if it is available, we will be extracting as fields and we can produce the results. But that information itself is not available. Then how can we produce the thing whatever you want? Then you will be saying like that. Now what does the client do again? For your sake, again in their web servers, they will be developing some web pages and they will be making to get the log files generated. Okay, and they will be getting into the Splunk environment. Like that they will be doing. It is not the case, right? So then it will be most appropriate for them. Then it is the most easy for them, whatever the things they have as an Excel files, they will be having some Excel files, right? So whatever the things they have in Excel files, they will be giving it to you. Okay, they will be dumping that Excel files to you, so that you can also just upload those, you can convert them into CSV files. Okay, and you can upload into Splunk environment. So no need of nothing. So their life becomes easy and your life becomes easy, right? So now you can always always combine the data. Okay, you can always we should not use the term join. We can always combine the data, what are the things that have come from the lookup, and what into the regular index, whatever you're using, you can combine the data and you can show the results. Okay, so in that way it is the most appropriate. Okay, so most commonly widely used lookup is the CSV lookup. Okay, it is the most easiest thing. Okay, everybody life will be easy. So this is the most commonly widely used lookup, CSV lookup. Okay, so this is also called as a static lookup. Okay, so as an external CSV files, we can always get that file into Splunk environment. Okay, and we can always combine that data and we can produce results. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, this is the first type of lookup, and this is the commonly used lookup. See, second one is the external lookup. So external lookup means from external, from servers. Okay, some server files like that, we can always get the data into the Splunk environment, or using some scripted files also you can get the data into Splunk environment. Okay, but what is the thing, whatever the client is there, they have to produce those things. Okay, those external files or the scripted input, they have to produce. Then only we can input the data into Splunk environment and then we can convert them into results. Okay, so it is not commonly used. Okay, it is a format where we can also do like this. Okay, external lookups is the thing where we can get the data from the external sources, from DNS servers like that, or some scripted inputs. Okay, and then we can get the data into the Splunk environment. They have to provide us, right? Because they want that information, they have to provide us, and then we will be converting them into fields and will be producing the results. Okay, this is the second type of lookup, external lookup, right? Now the third one is the KV store lookup. Okay, KV store lookup, this is also most important one. Okay, so KV store lookup, it is also getting information only, but not from external sources. External sources in the sense, we will be getting information on by ourselves only. Okay, so no client or something else they won't provide. We will be getting the information. How? what are the fields we generate? Okay, what are the fields we generate by using various table commands or reports, or by using joins, or whatever may be. Okay, what it may be, what are the fields we generate? Okay, if we think that those fields are commonly used, okay, if we think that those fields are commonly used, not as a report, only as a fields, I'm saying here over here, please do remember, we do have as a report. If you want to save, there are other methods, right? Macros are there, event types are there, like that we can always save. Okay, but here as a fields we can save. If those fields, what are the fields you are producing, if you think that those fields are useful for you, okay, so that you can use in other indexes, okay, irrespective of the index, if you want those fields, okay, you can always save them as a collection. What is that? You can always store them as a collection, KV store collection. Those are called, these collections are called as KV store collections, which are nothing but key value pair collections. Okay, key value store collections. You can always store them as a collections. Okay, because they are based on key values. Fields are nothing but key value pairs, right? That's why they are KV store collections. You can always store them as a collections, and these collections where we will be storing in your Splunk environment itself. Okay, in the whatever the Linux machine you are using, in that machine itself we can store it. And again, whenever it is required, irrespective of the index, please do remember, irrespective of the index, whenever it is required, you can just get the collection again. Okay, you can just bring back the collection again, and you can use those fields. Okay, and you can use those fields. So this is what KV store lookup means. So whatever the fields that you have produced by various means, okay, you can always save them as a collection, as a KV store collection, and you can store them into the Splunk environment. And whenever it is required, you can always get those fields and you can use it in the subsequent indexes, source or source types, whatever it may be. Okay, in whatever scenario you want, you can always use there itself. Okay, that is also most commonly used. Okay, and most important one. Okay, after CSV lookup, this is especially for our purpose, right? For the developer's purpose. Okay, so whenever he requires those things, he can always save them as collections. Okay, that is the thing. And the fourth one is the geospatial lookup. So this geospatial lookup works on a KMZ file. Okay, so that means what? You have to upload a KMZ file, keyhole markup language. What is KMZ? KMZ means keyhole markup language. Okay, it is based on a keyhole markup language. Okay, so it's just like your HTML or CSS or something like that. You will be having a keyhole markup language. So people who know that, okay, they can always upload that file. Okay, which will be useful for identifying geographical locations. So for example, we are using this command, right? IP location. How Splunk is showing that one? Based on this KMZ file only. Okay, based on the KMZ file only. So if we know the KMZ, okay, so we can always upload that KMZ file. Okay, and we can have some, just like the IP location, how Splunk is giving the default field, we can also define our own commands, okay, our own fields, and we can use that one. Okay, so geospatial lookup is used to produce geographical information based on a separate file called as a keyhole markup language file. Okay, so if we can upload that one, we can always use those fields and we can use it for the geographical locations. Okay, so it's also not widely used. Okay, so the most used things are the almost all 99.99% only these two things people will be using. Okay, CSV lookup is the most common thing. Okay, after that, this is for the developer's purpose, this is for the client's purpose or the external sources purpose. Okay, so CSV lookup is the most commonly used, and KV store lookup is the next commonly used lookups. Okay, these are the two widely used things. So basically there are 4 types of lookups. Okay, in order to specify that, Splunk is providing 4 types of lookups. One is the CSV lookup. The second one is the external lookup. CSV lookup is also called as static lookup. External lookup is also called as dynamic lookup. Okay, the third one is the KV store lookup, where you can always save it as a collections, and these collections can be used everywhere. Okay, and the fourth one is the geospatial lookup, where this geographical information, here you can produce geographical information by using a keyhole markup language. Okay, so this is the what the 4 types of lookups are. Okay, so this is the lookup, this is the description about the lookups. So basically this is the most useful thing, right, in a Splunk user's perspective. Okay, because the main thing, you do not have indexing, right? So this is the most useful thing in a Splunk user's perspective.